Welcome back to Overtime Fantasy, where we go beyond the whistle to bring you home a fantasy championship. I'm Tyler Jeffries. I'm here with Phil Corella and Michael Kinder. Dan Hudgens, get on Scout Team.
He's on Scout Team, man. He's picking splinters out his butt crack.
How funny would that have been if Tyler would have just
Said he's Michael Kinder?
Yeah.
I know.
As he was doing it, I was playing it in my head, and I even heard I'm like Kinder, and I was like, oh wow, he's got to say Tyler.
When we were practicing it earlier, we were joking around. It says, I'm Mike Kinder.
Oh, really?
I'm here with Mike Kinder and Mike Kinder. Yeah.
I said the only reason I know our intro is because I make fun of it all the time when you do it.
Me and Dan mock it all the time. Like, we get you pumped up, but I kind of CTE'd it, and I don't remember what happened.
And it's so funny. Well, it's hard. It's harder to do it, replicate it on mic. It's just hard to do that.
No, it's not.
So did you give it a shot and try to do it?
No, I didn't. I just let Tyler roll with it. He said I got it down, so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, he handed it to the Golden Pipes over here.
The
gold piper. Wow. Okay. So all right. So
I wouldn't go around telling people that.
Yeah, you are
the only reason we're doing this because Kinder's about to have a baby.
Yep.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah. So he's going to be on Scout Team.
Yeah. So
for his first podcast.
You are about me while I'm in the hospital.
You're gonna be benched hard. Well, we'll just do a podcast in the hospital, man. We'll just wait for you and stuff like
bring
that.
It to the hospital.
Yeah, we'll just we'll do a Facebook
in the
Live.
waiting room.
I'll just get my phone. We'll do a Facebook Live. Just Kinder, your
Kim
thoughts.
wouldn't be happier, I tell you.
Well, no, I mean we wouldn't
be
be in the room, you dummy.
We'd be in the waiting room.
We'd be in the waiting room. Be like, exactly.
Could you imagine the nurses' faces when I just go, and then welcome back to Overtime?
Bennett would be the definite number one waiver wire pickup that day.
Absolutely.
Anybody named Bennett, I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Bennett or Gardner.
What was the there was a guy Bennett that played for the Dolphins, I think way back in the day. I forget his first name though.
I don't know, but I know a Michael Bennett.
Michael Bennett played
Martellus.
Yeah.
Martellus Bennett.
Good on you. You can't pick him up in fantasy though, Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
All
you
right,
could if you have a defensive ad.
Today we are going to talk about the wrap up of yesterday's games. We're going to talk about how I'm going to beat Kinder in the other league tonight. And then we're going to talk about the waiver wire pickups that we have for week 5. All right. So really quick, we're going to knock it out. Let's get this Colts game out of the way. What'd you see from?
Getting to the most important.
No.
We got to wrap up Sunday, don't we?
That's what we're talking about. We're going to wrap up this Colts real quick. So we're going to get it out of the way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, let Tyler talk about the Colts for a second.
Yeah. So I mean, the definite bright spot in that whole organization right now is Jacoby Brissett. I think you would agree with me, Tyler.
I think I called it.
You did. I had you on the hotline.
I do got to give you credit on that.
You do.
You said at the beginning of the year he's going to be like a weekend.
He's going to be a solid. Yeah.
And I was like, ain't no way.
111 yards.
A couple good games. He's solid.
I'll tell you what. He scared the crap out of me yesterday, though. I'll tell you that. I mean, for the first quarter, he had 5 yards passing and a touchdown. And then it was 85 yards by the end of the halftime. I'm like, okay, Tyler, can you call up the Colts sideline?
Phil texted me.
And tell him to step this stuff up because my team's struggling real bad.
I think it's just funny because whenever y'all need a Colts player to score, y'all always hit me up and just say, hey, can you call this player?
Yeah.
And I told Phil yesterday, I was like, look, this is all happening because you said go Raiders. You got to worship at the Peyton Manning statue. That's where we worship. And I said, I'll just take my loss.
I'm going to take that
and
L.
I told him, I was
not going to happen.
I'm going to chalk that up as an L.
Yeah. And then I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I have Brissett starting in our main league, or my main league.
I'll make a call.
I'll make a call real quick, Phil.
And literally, so everybody understands, that started, I was just so frustrated with T.Y. Hilton, and I hit Tyler up. They were down in the red zone. I hit Tyler up. I was like, can we just please get a T.Y. Hilton touchdown here? And Tyler's like, I don't know. I'll make a call. Let's see.
And then, you're just so greedy, man.
And then, immediately, as soon as he said that he called in, there was a touchdown. So then after that, every time they get in the red zone, I'm like, hey, what about a T.Y. Hilton touchdown?
And I'll make a call.
Cool news, bro.
Yeah. So, good story.
Cool.
Hey,
thumbs up.
Another game that was really surprising was the Bucks and Rams game.
Man, I'll tell you what. 55 points is the most that the Buccaneers have ever scored in franchise history.
Oh, I thought that was going to be most in the season.
No, in franchise history.
Wow.
That's the most the Bucs have ever put on the scoreboard. And we almost lost.
Jameis looked like Tom Brady out there.
Let's not even give him
Evans
that.
did me dirty again. 2 weeks in a row.
What are you talking about?
It's not. He didn't do me as dirty, but you have Mike Evans in my league.
Right, correct.
Yeah, and he I was like, all right, cool, I'm feeling good, and then all of a sudden he does that little
boom,
that little dance before he jumps into the end zone and all that, and I'm like, God, not again. Not Mike Evans again.
Yeah, so bright spots there were definitely Chris Godwin, I'm so happy that he's actually becoming the spark for this Bucs team, because to have that threat in Mike Evans alongside with another threat, that just puts them on the map to be the best duo in the NFL wide receiver right now. Right now, they might be the best wide receiver duo in the league right now.
I can't say that. With Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs.
Right, I'm talking about for what they've done for fantasy. I'm not talking about league. I'm talking about fantasy-wise. The last 2 weeks, they've put up more points together. It's been crazy.
Like I was about to say, that kind of reminds me of the AB and Juju Smith from last year.
Don't you put that hurt on me.
Well,
don't you put that evil AB Juju on me right now. I'm not having it.
On your team.
We're going next. All right, so Jameis Winston looked really good. Yeah. Jared Goff actually had a very solid game besides the 2 interceptions, and he had a sack fumble.
Fantasy-wise, he had a heck of a game.
He threw for 500 yards. Yeah. Anytime you threw for 500 yards, you had a good day.
Yeah. Todd Gurley was trash.
Todd Gurley had a very solid day fantasy-wise.
He only had 16 yards rushing.
Tyler, how many times are we going to talk about this? 19 points in Center League is a solid blowout.
Well, that's because he had 2 touchdowns and he had 16 rushing yards and 50
tutties! Get you in the game, bro. That's all I got to say.
All I'm saying is they came out and they said they were going to give him 25 touches.
How can you give a guy 25 touches when they're down 28-7 at halftime?
What I call touches, I call all-purpose touches. I'm talking about passing.
He had 7 catches, 54 yards.
Yeah, with what? 6.
Why would you throw to a running? Why would you throw to a check down running back when you can throw to Cooper Kupp?
Bench Todd Gurley.
You're just so mad that it didn't. You're just an idiot sometimes.
Tyler, you want to? It's Todd Gurley is your Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. That couldn't be more accurate.
Yes,
yes, that's exactly right.
You want Todd Gurley to fail because you thought it was going to happen.
Yes.
He did fail. If he didn't get those 2 touchdowns,
oh my God,
they were garbage touchdowns too.
So I don't care if they're Matt Asiata touchdowns or not. Yes. They're touchdowns, and in fantasy, that's all that matters. So you can go hop up on your high horse or colt there, guy, jump up on your colt horse and ride to Tum Tumville.
All right, let's talk about the most boring game.
Hold on, wait, we're not talking. We're not done yet.
We're done with
still
this
have
buck.
some more Rams to talk about. Cooper Kupp, man, Cooper Kupp. Mike Evans for Cooper Kupp right now, straight up. Whoever has him, I'll give it to him. I love Cooper Kupp. Yeah. And Robert Woods look very solid. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next game. Let's go. Wrap it up.
Well,
wrap it up. Speed it up. Let's go.
Most boring game, Patriots-Bills.
Wow.
Yeah.
First offensive touchdown against the Patriots this year was scored in that game.
Yeah. But I saw a stat on that, though.
People talk about those games being boring and stuff, man, but I like a defensive game. I truly like a defensive game.
For fantasy-wise, this game sucked.
My bad. We're in a fantasy podcast.
For fantasy-wise, this game sucked. If you had the Patriots defense like you did...
Yes, I did.
I was like, how is he blowing up right now? He had nobody.
32.43 points.
Tyler, his entire team got less than 10 points each.
You know what?
Look at this lineup. No lie.
If you had listened to this podcast on Friday, you wouldn't have had a bad scoring for this game.
Listen to my line. I have to read this. This is my lineup against Phil. Dak Prescott, Sammy Watkins, Julio Jones, Alvin Kamara, Adrian Peterson, Jack Doyle, Brandon Cooks, and the Giants kicker in New England.
They all underperformed.
Not even underperformed. There's not a word for it.
Right.
Sammy Watkins scored 3.4 points.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott didn't even get 10.
I know.
Come back to me when DeAndre Hopkins averages 3 points
man.
for the last 3 games.
Oh, dude, it's been tough, man.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. The only thing that makes any sense is that they don't have another threat at wide receiver to really worry about.
What about Will Fuller?
They're not giving him the ball.
Stills.
They're not giving him the ball.
Kiki
Qt's on the bench, and Kenny Stills is hurt right now. So actually, Kiki Qt might be a pickup. We'll get into that a little bit. But DeAndre Hopkins, man, it's bumming me out because that's my favorite wide receiver, and he is performing like dumpster liquid.
That's my number 1 wide receiver.
I know. You might have to change your name, man. I know your name is Cookin' Hops.
cooking hops.
Maybe you have to just switch it to like chocolate chip cookies or something. I don't know.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Because cookies, that's
I
my
love
dude.
cookies.
Of course you do.
You love cookies too.
I love cookies.
I found a cookie underneath your man sack.
Oh man, that's just weird.
All
right, so on to the next.
What I meant by that was like a fanny pack. Not that. It sounded really bad.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
dude.
it was.
Terrible.
All in all, it was a very. It was a tough outing for fantasy owners yesterday for a lot of these games. I mean, the Cowboys, Saints, Zeke had a touchdown, but that's about it. Amari Cooper was on lockdown.
Shout out to Steve, who didn't really face that. Steve had a game of a century. He put up monster points, dude. He had like DJ Shark, and he had the Chubb.
He had the Chubb.
So
if you had the Chubb, you had a very good day.
Oh, dude.
I mean, I think it's a lot of the wide receivers that are just underproducing. I mean, some of the top names. I mean,
it happens sometimes, man.
Tyler, I don't know what to say.
You could have had like what?
I don't know what to say about your Hopkins stuff, man.
Think about this. You could have had like Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey. You could have had. Nah, you couldn't have Nick Chubb. You could have maybe Chris Carson, and then you could have rounded your team with DJ Chark.
You could have thrown some DJ Chark, Cooper Kupp, and you would have a sick.
And then Lamar Jackson.
Like if you could just see.
My God, you could have got Mark Ingram. You could have picked up Mark Ingram, Chris Carson, and maybe Dalvin Cook or McCaffrey in the first round. Say if you,
you could have went Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb sometime. In some leagues, you could have had
and Mark Ingram. That's a three-headed monster, bro.
Like if you could just see if I could just see into the future, right?
You
before
can't,
the
man.
Season,
you can't do that.
Right before the season, I'd have this monster team every year.
I would have taken Patrick Mahomes, #1 overall.
Yes, I'd honestly.
Yeah, seriously.
Clowning on everyone that's done that. He's the type of guy that wins you leagues. Next year, someone takes him first overall. I'll be like, good pick, man.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
I'm not going to hate on anybody that does that.
I mean, all this talk yesterday about, he's never played in a dome before. I'm like, does that actually help him, really? Because there's no air to wind or anything.
He actually looks a little human. Like, he needs some air or something. I don't know. Like the dome was choking him out a little bit.
It must be something about that Kansas City brisk air.
That KC. They don't like the AC in KC. That's cool, man.
No. All right, let's get into the more important matters. Can you please explain how you're going to beat Kinder in the league?
Oh, yeah, I've just got Andy Dalton tonight. He's going to put up, hopefully, now
8.8 points.
There's a 3% chance that Kinder wins. Now, in that 3%, I'm predicting for me because the fantasy gods do not like me this year.
Especially your team.
Especially my team. I'm telling you, man.
Andy
Dalton could throw the first pass and hit a helmet, blow out his thumb like Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He could get hurt on the
negative 2 points.
I mean, he could get sacked, fumbled, -10, and it's over.
Phil. Two years ago, you remember?
Dude, I don't want to talk about the past, Kinder. We see the trophies on the freaking wall.
I drafted Andy Dalton, and I told everybody, I'm like, everybody made fun of me. I'm like, Andy Dalton is a solid quarterback. He first game out, he played the whole game too. -2 points.
I'm about to drop him and pick up Mason Rudolph right now.
You should.
I already got Mason Rudolph on my team.
No, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, my God. Pause this.
No. Phil, you need to change your name to the Phil's Madden covers.
I'm just going to switch it to the Red Rifle tonight because I'm all about it.
How great would it be if you went to and you did that? You dropped Andy Dalton, picked up Mason Rudolph.
And then he gets hurt. I'm
Mason
telling you right
Rudolph
now,
has, terrible game.
Yeah, because that whole meme with Amari Cooper, jumping and then there's all these Saints players that are a lot higher than him.
Yeah,
and it's and if the fantasy championship trying to get there and Antonio Brown, injuries, Drew Brees,
that made that for Phil.
My year in a nutshell right now. All right, so let's get into some of these waiver wire pickups for this coming up week 5 of the NFL. Dun.
Week 5
coming up. So we got to talk about it. Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
The stash, Gardner, effing Minshew.
This is my top pickup right here.
If you are struggling at quarterback, just pick this guy up, man. He's magic.
Solid.
He's out there. He's making magic.
He's going to get you 20 points.
He outscored Aaron Rodgers. the whole season.
Well, here's the thing. There's not a chance I would ever want Gardner Minshew over Aaron Rodgers. But
he's played in one less half, and he's outscored him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying here is he's 20 points, 20 points, 20 points. Aaron Rodgers put up 40 points last week in our scoring.
Yeah.
I don't think Gardner Minshew has it to give you those big 30, 40-point games. Like, I think, and I don't see him making enough mistakes to get you less than 20.
Well, you were also saying that he was going to come back to earth. He wasn't going to be great this week. And he came out and put out a solid week.
It was looking ugly there for a while.
Who knows? Maybe he could put up that 40-point game.
I don't think. I think he will. I think he'll
given
get
the right matchup,
year.
he can definitely do
I think
that.
he'll get 1 or 2 this year, but Aaron Rodgers is capable of doing it any week.
I'm calling it right now. Gardner Minshew, he's going to go for 69 points 1 week.
All right.
Not going to happen.
We're just throwing craziness out there.
I mean, if anybody's going for 69, it's him.
If you are struggling at quarterback, he's a solid pickup.
All right, so we're going to go moving on. So Gardner Minshew, if you don't have a solid quarterback week in and week out, he's a guy to pick up on the waiver wire. Going to the next pick is a guy we talked about a little bit earlier, is Jacoby Brissett. I picked him up. I needed a quarterback, and he had a solid outing for me. I think he's going to continue to do this. Tyler called it way before us. I'll give him all the credit because I had my doubts for sure, but he looks like he can manage this team, and he's slinging it and giving you consistent points week in and week out. So if you're struggling there, that's a solid quarterback to own.
Yeah, he's going to be good until we tank for Trevor Lawrence.
Which won't happen until the following year.
Exactly.
Which the outing he had up against North Carolina, why would you want to do that?
I don't want him. Moving on. Bench, Trevor.
All right, so that's it for quarterbacks. Everybody else will be more of a streaming option. I think you can wait for it. Don't waste your waiver wire pick on anybody but those 2 options. Going to the running backs. The Bucs. The Bucs running backs situation is not exciting, but if you are really struggling, they are a solid plug-in option to play. It looks like they give you at least a touchdown every week, depending on which one you pick up. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I think you pick up Peyton Barber now.
Right, because Ronald Jones had a better game, so then this week Peyton Barber will have a good game, and then back
Ronald
and forth.
Jones is 2 weeks in a row now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
did we just flip-flop? Because I said Ronald Jones in the beginning of the season. You said Peyton Barber.
Yeah.
We're flip-flopping. Peyton Barber's going to be the big guy this week.
Okay, so Peyton Barber has the guns this week. Moving forward, Frank Gore, the
ageless,
the fossil,
the antique that just stays running. I mean, he's worth a pickup. Running backs are hard to come by right now. A lot of injuries, and especially on a bye week, you might need to pick up someone. So Frank Gore could be a solid option for you.
Speaking of injuries, a guy that's making the most out of an injury that happened to Damian Williams, pick up Darrell Williams.
Yeah, I agree.
He's had 2 solid back-to-back weeks. They're utilizing him both, McCoy and Williams. And Williams, it looks like he's more of a pass-catching back, too.
Yeah, Williams, and surprisingly, he's getting the red zone looks, too.
Yeah, so I would go with Darrell Williams.
All right, let's talk about somebody else who's stealing all the red zone carries, and Ito Smith. I'm a Devontae Freeman owner, and I'm super angry and jealous. But Ito Smith is just stealing all the. He's the Matt Asiata right now, taking all the touchdowns. So
don't you say that name in here.
Ito Smith, solid waiver wire pickup. The next one we're going to is the 49ers coming off a bye week. We got Raheem Mostert or Mozart or Mustard or Mustado or whatever the heck you want to call him.
Whatever you call him, he's still a fantasy option.
Especially in the passing game. Tevin Coleman is questionable. He might return. If the 49ers are smart, they let Mostert just carry the rock one more week, let Coleman heal up. So that could be a solid plug-in for you as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Moving on to wide receivers.
So hold on. So what's going on with the Marlon Mack ankle issue? Because if that seems to linger,
well, if it lingers, me and Phil were talking about before the podcast. I think if he's just questionable right now, and there's no word on it, I wouldn't pick up Naheem Hines right now on a waiver. I'd wait for after waivers clear. but Naheem Hines is somebody that you would look at. I wouldn't think Jordan Wilkins would take over. They utilize Naheem Hines. He's a smaller, faster back. He's going to be elusive. So if you're going to take anybody out of that backfield, I'll take Naheem.
So you're thinking Naheem Hines is more beneficial than Jordan Wilkins?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, of course. I'm on the same page. I just wanted to clear that up. But you're saying also it's not worth a waiver pickup.
Well, and unless we hear something come tonight or tomorrow, you'll probably hear more information tomorrow saying what's happened to Marlon Mack. But right now, I wouldn't.
It's just so up in the air.
Yeah, it's just
what I
up in
would
the air.
do, just the advice off of the question and how scary everything sounds and all that, I would put Naheem Hines or Jordan Wilkins, whoever you prefer. I would put them in my waiver claim if I'm in the back half of a waiver priority.
Yeah.
So if I'm waiver 7 or beyond, I would put a claim in for that.
Okay.
And if I'm in the front half and I might not put a waiver claim in for that. So if I'm in the back half, I'd put a claim in for it.
So you claiming it?
I'd put a claim. I wouldn't waste a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 waiver priority on him. But in the back half, I would definitely put a claim in on someone like that. It's a flyer, and this could hold him out 2 weeks, and you might get 2 weeks of a starter for the Colts, who have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL,
In the league.
I almost said in the nation.
In the nation.
I mean, that's true, too.
Well, yeah, technically.
In the nation's football league.
All right, so moving on to wide receivers, a guy that I really think needs to be picked up everywhere is Geronimo Allison. It already has come out. Devontae Adams is not playing against the Cowboys on Sunday.
That turf toe is nothing to mess with, man.
Yeah, you kind of bit a
That
bullet.
turf toe it sucks.
You kind of bit a bullet there. I was giving you crap over the mic because you couldn't defend yourself last week. But
I appreciate it.
Devontae Adams, he was getting fed.
Yeah, I know.
And we were all texting in the group chat going, "Oh, Phil, you kind of messed up." But that turf toe, it's going to linger and it's going to be serious. Guy that's going to Marquez Valdez-Scantlin's going to be a guy that gets an uptake in targets, but he's owned in 83% of the leagues, where Geronimo Allison's owned in 30%.
Yeah, and if they try to rush him back before he's ready, it's just going to continue to be a lingering problem. He's not going to be full strength for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've had the turf toe, and it's something you just need rest for it to heal. It is not fun. Man.
I literally thought that you can only get turf toe on turf.
No,
I swear to God. And I'm like, wait, this really hurts. And then it did not happen on turf. So what is going on?
I thought I broke my foot. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
I felt it pop and everything. I thought that I broke my foot.
Yeah. I thought my toe was broken for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so A.J. Brown. Kendra, you want to talk about this one?
A.J. Brown.
Yeah, Kendra, you want to talk about this one?
You want to just kind of...
This is 2 weeks he's done it. You gotta, he did it week 1, and then it's like, all right, the Browns just look like trash. All right, that was a fluke. He comes out the following 2 weeks, and he's kind of quiet. You don't hear much out of him. And my Lord, did he do it this week? So.
I just wish we said start him.
Yeah,
Explode.
you did. Okay, Tyler. Like I said, you throw 100 darts at the wall, one's bound to stick.
One's bound to stick. I mean, unless you got just bold tips, and it might just be...
They're just all fall.
All fall.
Yeah, I'd put a claim in for A.J. Brown for sure.
So, me and Phil were talking about this. He has a very tough matchup this week.
Yeah.
But after that, he has a couple of good matchups. Because this week coming up, he plays the Bills. Yeah. But if you're hurting at wide receiver, and you got a guy like DeAndre Hopkins who hasn't performed, and you've got a guy like Jarvis Landry who's up and down, A.J. Brown wouldn't be a bad pickup.
All right, so I'm just going to kind of go off of the couple people that I picked up the last couple weeks. Would you drop Philip Dorsett for A.J. Brown?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not giving
Philip
Dorsett is.
Yeah, I'm not giving 1 week for that.
Okay.
I mean, I think the Bills, they came out and they wanted to prove something. I mean, playing in Buffalo is no joke. It's no slouch task. Yeah. So the Bills, and especially division rivalry and division game, they're playing hard and all that. I think they had a little extra juice in their system. I don't think they're not going to play to that caliber every single week.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
They wanted to beat them guys real bad, and I mean they want to win. They want to win every single week. Don't get me wrong, but
it's different.
They wanted a little bit more, and I think going forward, like I could see AJ Brown or Corey Davis having a solid game next week against the Bills. I see it.
Yeah.
When you're playing the Patriots, you're on high alert in every aspect of the game, and that's just
Well, speaking of Bills, got to pick up Cole Beasley. He's been the guy there.
How many targets did he have last week?
He had 7 catches. I know that for 75 yards.
I think he had like 13 or 12 targets, and that's ridiculous. So
many good matchups coming up too.
And if Josh Allen is hurt or they pulled him for a reason, like I don't know, I didn't see the whole game, but Matt Barkley came in, and so if he was the one targeting him all the time, and Barkley's starting this week,
I believe Josh Allen's one that's in concussion protocol.
Okay, if
he got drilled.
Okay, so then Matt Barkley was targeting him. So
yeah,
hey, there you go. Matt Barkley will target the slot and the tight end. So
that's right.
That's a good pickup.
Josh Allen.
And just to add on to that, you were right with the 13 targets.
13. Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb, I think he's one to own. They're trying to get him the ball a lot, and like I said, you're struggling at wide receiver and you don't know who to plug in there. I mean, Randall Cobb could be a solid option for you. One more that we have is Deebo Samuel. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. We talked about him last week. I think he's going to be a solid pickup, especially coming out of the bye week. So look to pick him up on waivers. And if he's still available after waivers, then definitely pick him up and put him on your roster. That's it for us for the wide receivers. Going to some of these tight ends, it's slim pickings out there for tight ends. I think, in my opinion, it's all hit and miss. It's a difficult task to find that one tight end is going to blow up. Vernon Davis. Now we talked about a backup quarterback coming in, and we have a backup quarterback now going to be coming in with Haskins. And a safety net to a backup quarterback or a rookie is a tight end. So Vernon Davis could be a solid starter this week. Kinder, you have him.
Me personally, I'm not picking him up off of waivers though.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till waivers clear.
Okay.
Because there are so many that are going to get you 3 to 4 points.
Right.
It's
exactly.
a good possibility Vernon Davis does the same.
Yeah, that's true.
There's like the list that you guys have. There's only one that I'm putting a waiver claim in on.
Okay.
Which one's that?
And that's Will Disley.
Yeah,
if he's available, if Will Disley is out there and available, you pick him up and you play him every single week because Russell Wilson loves throwing to this dude.
Yeah. The other 3 are more streamers. Another one's Dawson Knox. I mean, he's been getting the targets in Buffalo, and it depends on how long he is in. Josh Allen's in concussion protocol. Depends on that whole situation, but
that falls back to exactly what Phil was just talking about. Backup quarterback loves that tight end, that big body. Easy to see guy, the check down guy,
now
safety blanket.
Yeah, so I agree with that. So, what about the next guy?
Noah Fant.
He loves saying that name.
Oh, that's why I let him say it.
I like Noah Fant. Coming up, they have the Chargers. They have the second best matchup for tight ends. So I think you definitely pick him up on waivers. And he had a solid game last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He's getting targeted around 4 times a game.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad for a tight end. Man.
Right.
Like, that's not...
And what I like about it is they're creative with the ways that they try to get him the ball. They try to throw him tight end screens. They try to just mix him up a little bit so it's not just like a normal route going down the field. But Noah Fant, he's fast too. He ran like a 4.4 40, 4.3, something like that. It's crazy. He's the other Iowa tight end with Hawkinson. So
wow.
Noah Fant, if he can step this up and be more consistent, this guy's going to be a week in and week out starter. Noah Fant.
I just got to pour one out for T.J. Hawkinson.
He missed.
You got to pour one out for him.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, man. He got messed up.
Hey, he's not RIP yet. He missed the IR, so he'll be back. So that's it for our waiver wire pickups. Unless you guys got some more.
No, that's it. I got a fantasy stud of the past for us, so.
Well, real quick, I got a defense to stream. I think the Tennessee Titans defense this week is a good streaming option for defenses, and There's other quarterbacks out there for streaming availability. Tune in for the next podcast. We'll talk about it. Tyler, what else you got?
You ready for this fantasy stud of the past?
What year are we going to?
2011.
Whoa.
Well, you missed it. You grabbed some bench. We went 2014 last time.
God, man, you guys suck.
All right, so it's a running back playing the NFC. Only played 15 games. But in those 15 games, 273 attempts, 1,309 rushing yards, 17 rushing touchdowns.
2011?
2011.
NFC?
Who is he? He is still active in the NFL.
Alfred Morris?
No.
2011.
What division in the
NFC East.
Ooh. Man.
He's still active. So
how many touchdowns did he have?
Out.
He had 17.
And it's the NFC, so he's definitely out.
Oh, yeah. See, I always get those mixed up. I just don't know which ones are NFC and
So
what's
bad.
NFC.
All right, so NFC. Oh, man. Oh, God.
What about
2011 NFC?
NFC would be AP?
No.
No, dude. NFC East.
I did break it down for the NFC East.
That's the Cowboys.
I got a guy.
Who?
I'm blanking so bad.
Okay, no, because
he's still in the league.
Still in the league.
Is he still playing?
Still playing.
Okay.
Some might say he's a starter.
Shady
McCoy.
Okay. You say he only played 1 year.
No,
he said he only played 15 games that year.
Oh, my fault. I thought you said he only played that 1 year.
No, I said he's still active.
My
in the
bad.
NFL.
I completely spaced out when you see 2011. I was super mad at you.
Shady McCoy.
Let me get you. Let's have a second fantasy stud of the past.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
What year?
This year is going to be
1973.
2013.
Oh, there's no excuse for me.
There's no.
I was a junior in high school.
Now, I don't know if this. I'm almost positive he wasn't the best, but he won fantasy leagues that year.
If you say Matt Asiata, I'm going to lose it.
He's a quarterback.
Okay. Not Matt Asiata.
Threw for 4,293 yards, 33 touchdowns.
What conference?
I know, dude. You have to break it down a little bit. 2013.
AFC.
Oh, God.
For the AFC.
Is this guy, relevant in any other time? Or is it just
Matt
that
Schaub?
year?
No. He's relevant from 2011 to this year. He's still playing.
He's still playing?
Yep.
Joe Flacco?
Nope.
God.
You're in the right division.
Oh.
He's very
Andy Dalton?
very relevant.
Andy Dalton. Why you gotta throw Andy Dalton in right now?
Because he won me leagues, man. But he won it in 2011, but the yardage wasn't very impressive in 2011. Yeah.
You said 2013.
That was 2013. It was. I said he won me my league in
All
2011.
right, next topic. Okay, what else we got to talk about? No more trophy talk for you, big guy.
Why not?
Because the
I
fantasy
have to get
god
it out of my system.
Fantasy
because
gods
it may not happen this year.
shine on me and Tyler now.
You might not make the playoffs in any of
Your
leagues.
favorite song right now is "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend."
It's not that bad. Come on, man.
And it's very bad.
It's not that bad.
1
I
and
got
3.
very solid teams.
1 and
in
3.
all three of my top three.
Aren't you?
leagues.
Are you 1-3 in all 3 leagues?
No. I'll be 2-2 after this because I had Julio and them in Kevin's league as well, and I just crap the bed, man.
The bed.
Yeah. Crap the bed.
Crap the bed.
But that's all I have for y'all. Y'all can.
And I think that's all we have. Period.
Is that all we got?
That's everything,
Anything
man.
else on the docket?
Don't touch my docket.
Oh.
You don't want to see this docket. It's got nothing but just bad fantasy, just notes on it. Just terrible. 0-3, about to be 1-3 though. Things looking up for me. I'll tell you that.
I did check out
you
the
know what?
first drive.
I'm sorry,
Field
man.
goal.
I'm talking too much. Things are not going to go my way. I just got to shut it up.
Yeah.
Tyler, shut it up. Send it off.
Send off.
us off, buddy.
Hey,
Send us off right now.
Make sure you go to overtimefantasy.com. Leave your questions. We'll answer that, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you're tuning into Facebook to check our live streams on Sundays, where we answer your questions up to date for the last minute, and we're going to give you your starts and sits advice. Not to mention, make sure you go to draft. It's not too early. Go to draft. Use code OTF.
It's not too late.
Oh, well, OT Fantasy. Deposit $10.
Right.
You get a free $3 entry into a tournament. Man, go
where you can win some big money, man.
Win some money.
Yeah, and then, tune into our Facebook Live on Sunday, because we're awesome.
I already said that.
Just had to say it again, because
Break
we're
it
awesome.
down.
All right.
Y'all have a good one, guys.
Y'all have a good night.